Hill. So this is Ginny, and she's attended her first Soma workshop this week, and she's just come out of session 6 with Gio, who is, how old is
16.
he now? Yeah.
16.
So just anything you want to say?
Well, we started RPM in February, so about sort of 5 months ago. We haven't really done it every day religiously, but we've done it fairly steadily all the way through. And I was just doing teach ask basically, and sort of yes no. That was the extent of what I was doing with him.
Which is the way to start it. It's a great start.
But it's amazing how much he's managed to do with Soma these 6 sessions. He's done maths, which he'd never done before, as far as I know, counting forwards and backwards and so on. And he's written stories. Bit by bit. I mean, she breaks it all down, but it's amazing, you know. She gets a whole story out of him. Yeah. I think he's been able to express his feelings by saying things like, you know, in the story, it was about a car. Who was driving it? It didn't need a driver, and things like that. So, sort of, I take it as sort of feelings of not needing lots of people like the rest of us tend to assume that they do need, for instance. And that
so he's kind of using the character in the story possibly to describe himself. I think that happens,
so.
Yeah.
I think so, and the story was partly about the session he'd had before. So again, it sort of shows that he's completely aware of what he's been learning in the session before and remembers everything.
Yeah, because the car actually parked on Mount Olympus, and he'd been doing about the Greeks in the session before. So okay. So you're happy, obviously, after
very,
And what would you say maybe to any other parents that were considering RPM?
That whether they're partly verbal or non-verbal, it's sort of they're able to communicate so much more than even if they are partly verbal they would normally. You know, in Joe's case, he can ask for things or maybe say he's sleepy or tired or whatever. But that's about the extent of his verbal communication. Whereas with this, I mean, he's written a story and he's communicating things that we didn't know what he was thinking, or indeed whether he was thinking. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you going to do next?
We'll just carry on with it and get him to write more stories without putting too much pressure on him. But
yeah, sure.
It's been amazing.
Brilliant. Thanks,
Thank you
Ginny.
so much, Sue. Thank you.